What's up, everybody? Come on in. Come on into the show. Listen, we don't got all day, so we're not going to take all day with this show. But I want to let you know, coming straight from Erica Classy Climbs mouth, there will be no recession in Texas. Hear me again. There will be no recession in Texas. Now, you're going to say, Erica, I've drove through some of these smaller Texas towns. They look dry. They look like they're struggling. You sure there ain't going to be no recession? Now, let me make myself clear. Let me be clear. When I think of 2009, a lot of the recession talk that we had before, and a lot of people having recession talk due to coronavirus, there will be no recession in Texas. Man, let me spell that out. Let me spell that out for you. And if you're coming here, drop your city and state so I know where you guys are coming from. I received some really beautiful happy birthday mail from 3 people today, and I would reach over and grab it, but I'm driving. And I want to thank you for sending me birthday cards. They will be up in the office. Every card you guys give me, I will try to put in the office in like a little box or something. So drop your city and state because that helps me determine where we need to go make more events at. Now, also don't forget, March 28th, I will be speaking on stage and speaking in a panel in Houston, Texas at the Black Wealth Renaissance event mixer. It's only $15. We told him to charge $100, but they're being nice and they're only charging $15. It's March 28th. You're gonna have me, Asia, Terry, Andre Hatchett. You're gonna have there's like 3 or 4 people who are like, they're millionaires, but we haven't met each other, but we know each other on the internet. Money Madu's gonna be there. Lots of people. Definitely come through. Monday is the birthday. Listen, you want to send something to the office? I will gladly take it. We love it. Now, I've got 3 birthday cards so far. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. I will give those people shout outs on Instagram. Now, here is what I want to tell you guys. There'll be no recession in Texas. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Right now, and I went to several meetings here. I'm not just speaking this from I went to several business meetings, and you can actually Google this information. It's public, free domain. They can't hide it from you. The reason a lot of people get behind and don't know something's popping off in their city is because they don't read. I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just being honest. They're not reading the newspaper. They're not reading what these boards are doing. I read daily. I'm not playing. I'm not here to play. I'm here to win. So there are 37 skyscrapers planned for Austin, Texas downtown. Now, if you've been to Austin in the past 5 years, we've changed so much. There were 2 or 3 years ago, we had 37 skyscraper cranes in the sky at one time. It was like, if you were in construction or you were in real estate, your heart skipped a beat a little bit because you're scared they're going to bump each other. They had to do a lot of money in investing to make sure they didn't hit each other. With that being said, I'm out here. And so you guys have seen me the past 2 years, and this is very transparent. There's nothing to hide here. This is very transparent operations. We've been investing in Detroit. We've invested into Cleveland. We've invested in other areas. This year is Texas. That's just all there is to it. Did we build up? Thank you, Dion Detroit Lion, for the $10 super chat. Have we been building up our catalog and our portfolio in other states that are cheaper and simple to build in? Yes. That is what I encourage a lot of you to do. If you live in New York, you live in California, you live in Florida, Miami, Florida, because other parts of Florida is cheap, but Miami, Florida, go where it's cheaper, build up your portfolio, then come back to where you want to invest. And my heart has always been here for the state of Texas and North Carolina because there's so much growth going on in both those states and land. Now I'm here in Texas, and I will tell you, if you are here in Texas right now and you're not thinking about building or buying in Hutto, make sure y'all write these down. Hutto, Pflugerville, Georgetown, Round Rock, Taylor, Gerald, Cal, or Buda, Texas, you will be left behind. Earlier on my Instagram, I did a little quick live where I drove by where my friend used to live, where we all lived in the house together. She bought that house in 1 year, bought it for $280,000. A year later, she sold it for $400,000. That same area we lived in is off of Runberg. I'm not worried about any of y'all finding where we used to live or any of that because I'm not scared. Lord didn't give me no spirit of fear, okay? We used to live off near Runberg. And people say, oh my God, you used to live off near Runberg? It's so dangerous over there. And I go, it used to be dangerous over there. There's nothing left but Black and Hispanic retirees who have a paid off house. And I say, well, why don't you sell your house and go somewhere else? If I sell this house for $400,000, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? And they're right. There's nowhere for them to go that's going to be cheaper. They would have to literally go 20 minutes outside of town to go live for cheaper. So what would I advise people like that in those conditions to do? I advise them get a HELOC loan and invest it in some other real estate, somewhere cheaper, and get some rental property and let the checks pay them till they die. Okay? Because a lot of those people are 60 and 70 years old. But all the young black people, all the black people that's causing trouble, all the young Hispanic people, because really it's more Hispanic, 18 to 25 causing trouble, they're gone. They don't live there no more. They don't live on that side of town no more. And now they're building a soccer stadium across from the Domain. Now the Domain is already packed on the weekends. It's packed any other time. When that soccer stadium is complete, it's going to be packed some more. But they're building right now in Hutto, and you can look this up, this public knowledge, Hutto, Pflugerville, and also Taylor, mimicking the Domain. Like they're going to build smaller little domains. That's the best way to say it for time and effort at the moment. And these little domains are going to be outdoor, indoor shopping areas where you can hang out at. Now, why are they doing this? Because it's so full where they are now. And when they build that stadium and all the people that are going to move to Texas, they will not have space for y'all to all be in one location. So they're going to push you out over there. And like I told you, if you go over there in the weekends, the only people shopping are Indian and Asian and engineers. That's it. People with some money. You're not going to be at the Domain if you ain't got no money. Now, you may be out there going to the club. You may be out there going to the night bar and the rooftop bar, but you're not going out there if you ain't got no money to spend. Point blank, period. Now, I'm driving past the area. If y'all can see to my left here, this used to be fields for all that I can see. This has all been recently built. All this is recent built. Everything I'm passing is recent built. And Hutto is spelled H-U-T-T-O. Yes, Hutto, Texas. Pflugerville, Texas, P-F-L-U-G-E-R-V-I-L-E. Why am I talking about Pflugerville so much? Yes, I've moved technically to the city of Pflugerville from Austin, but really my house address will still stay Austin. But I'm right up in the neighborhood of that. There are hundreds of black people moving here. And people are like, where are these black people coming from? Are they coming from downtown? No, they're coming from New York. They're coming from Philadelphia. They're coming from California. They're coming from all over. Every time I meet somebody black, they're not from here in Texas. They're from somewhere else. And I'm always a little bit sad about that because I go, man, don't take off running to Houston. Don't take off running to Dallas. There's money here. There's opportunity here. And if you run off, you're not going to get it. But they have been sold this, well, there's more black people there, so it's better to go there. It's better to hang out over there because there's more black people. And I get it. Anybody get it? I get it. I get it. It's comfortable to be around people that look like you. And we have a lot more different going on here, right? Just left Pflugerville for ATL? Listen, you can always come back, but it'll be different. Atlanta's not the move right now. I'm sorry. It's not. Right now, I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to break it down how I did it on the Instagram Live. Right now here in Texas, when I talked about there's 37 skyscrapers being built downtown, also, you got to talk about the fact that you have Round Rock is becoming the number 3 in the nation, places that are fastest growing suburbs in the nation. On top of that, when I talk about trucking, I'll just break it down how I told them on the thing. In trucking, you have 1.3 million carriers. Now, let me break it down a little bit more so it doesn't sound like I'm just, half rambling. When you have 1.3 million carriers, out of those 1.3 million carriers, okay, 90% of all carriers have less than 6 trucks. I'm a carrier now, if that makes sense to y'all, if I can break it down to you some more. Out of 1.3 million, 90% of all these companies only have 6 trucks. At 97.2% of all the companies only have 20 or less trucks. What does that mean, you guys? The average trucking company out here has like 6 trucks, 3 to 5 trucks. Why? Because with 3 to 5, they're gonna make 200,000, 300,000 a year. So why go get more trucks if they don't need to? When you get to the trucks the level I am at this point, this is like, woo, this is work. But I understand now why some people are like, oh, I don't need that many trucks. I don't need a whole fleet of 10 because 5 is officially a fleet, because I'm going to make money off 6, 7 trucks. I'm going to make money off 3 dump trucks. They're going to make the money. Now, yes, you can live well in Pflugerville. Like, so prime example, 3 years ago, there was a house, more like 4 years ago at this point. There was a house, I was looking at my friend because I wanted to buy it. It was $135,000. In the end, I was like, well, I ain't gonna buy it because it used to be a rental. It's dirty. I gotta clean it. I was coming up with excuses. Somebody else bought the house. The same house 3 years later sold for $285,000. Now that person could have kept that house, but they didn't. They still. So when I saw it back on the market, I about threw up. I was so sick to my stomach because I was like, that was $150,000 or whatever equity or whatever I lost at that time because I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking long term, and that's where people get caught up, not thinking long term. Okay, so every time I meet somebody who's new to Pflugerville, their license plate says Tennessee, says New York, says Philadelphia, says every other city and state you can think of. Why are we not going to go into recession? Because people have already got it in their head that if I move to Texas, everything's going to be straight. Even if I have to sell everything, sell my house, sell everything, and move to Texas, I'll be straight. I'll have a job, I'll work. It's the people who are already in Texas who are complacent, who have no desire for more, who don't really think about it. And then when you bring it up to them, they go, yeah, I remember when you used to be able to live over here for like $30. I remember you used to live over here and you could buy a house for $150,000. Now you got to move out past Pflugerville or to the edge of Pflugerville for a $150,000 house. You got to move out further for that. And what people aren't paying attention to is people get those USDA loans, no money down loans, right here in Texas because they moved out far enough. Then when you live here a good year, then move further in. What ends up happening is when people have children or complacent, what they do is they go, well, I moved here and I can barely find friends or anything. And then you ask them, where do they go? What do? They don't do nothing. They ain't going out. They ain't investing in the community. They're not going to a church. They're not going to do anything. And then they complain about the area. That to me is whack, just for the record, because there's so much. I mean, I pretty much can go on Eventbrite right now and just exhaust myself with things to do here in Texas. Like I could go out every night of the week doing something in Texas. So just moving here and not growing is not going to help you. It's not going to help you like get to a new area and boom. But when I got here, I'm telling you what happened is, there's jobs everywhere. Like right now, if you look up, right now you're in Texas, in Austin, Texas. I think there's over 27,000 jobs open and available. I mean, like, when people sit here and like, can I get a job? That's lazy to me. It's lazy. It's just disgusting. Go look on Indeed.com. And just like that, I got lost out here. Sorry, it kicked off, came back on. I got lost out here. That's how big Pflugerville is becoming now that I went the wrong street. I had to turn around. Dang, y'all. I done went the wrong way. But over here, where I just was driving, I thought I was going to my office. I went to the wrong way. There's a bunch of offices where there are these, some of them are like the metal sheen building. Some are different types of buildings. And what happens is everybody's opened up these little offices and they're relocating their business from wherever they were. And they don't have to keep it in their house. They're like, I can pay $1,000 for a $2,000 space for business and have multiple offices. That's pennies on the dollar cheap. Right? So they get here and they do that and they grow their businesses. A lot of these people I've met, they're doing eBay, they're selling stuff out of their home, and then they move to a warehouse and they do a lot better. They hire somebody for $10, $12 an hour and they keep it moving. And what I want to tell people is, yeah, they've got a ton of blue collar worker jobs. There's a lot of very nice men I've met, no shade, no any of that, who make 60, 70, 80K a year doing blue collar work. And they're swamped. Their office is swamped. If you want to do HVAC out here, if you want to do any of that stuff out here, it's the money is here. And so really at that point, the honesty is, what's your budget? Are you gonna be ridiculous when you get here? Because sometimes people get here and they get silly. Now what do I mean they get silly? They come out here, they buy the biggest truck possible, they buy the biggest house possible. They go crazy, but in the wrong way, right? Like you gotta be smart about it, you guys. You can't go crazy when you get out here. And I've literally gotten lost. That's how big Pflugerville is getting now, that I got lost trying to go to my office. I think I'm supposed to turn to the next one. So part of why I bring this up and part of why I'm talking about this is right now, as you go up I-35, okay? Go up I-35 right now. When I go up I-35, where we're building Texas Ground Zero, which AM1 will record this and send more of it out. Everything up there is being developed. I'm getting the deal of a lifetime because everything up there is being developed left and right. And when people sit here and go, well, I'm going to save my money in maybe 5 years, or I'm going to wait till after recession. Let me be very clear. There will be no recession in Texas, because every day people are selling everything they have and moving here. So what does that do? They just keep dumping money into the economy. So if you're talking about Hutto, and I'll say it again, Hutto, Pflugerville, Georgetown, Round Rock, Liberty Hill, Cal, Buda, Maynard, if you are not paying attention right now, I'm telling you, if you're not paying attention, you are going to miss that all those cities are, like when you talk about Nashville 10 years ago, buying real estate, that's what we're talking about. When you talk about Atlanta 20 years ago, when you talk about Charlotte 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when you talk about these places that you should have invested in, that's what I'm telling you is happening right now in Texas. And when I went out to 2 different meetings, one, I know about the 37 skyscrapers getting ready to be planned for downtown Austin. So Austin, you think you know, and that the musicians used to love to complain about that they could get $400 rent and play music all year long for cheap and pennies on dollars at bars, that Austin's no longer here. But if you are a progressive, if you're coming here and you want to work in tech and you don't have no skills and you're starting from scratch, you can do that here. And I'm telling y'all, I told y'all, if this YouTube channel had went left a couple times, I was going to go get a $70,000 to $80,000 a year fresh out the gate entry-level tech job. And I had friends who were going to help me do it, okay? So the thing of it is you got to pay attention that even here in the community college, the ACC Community College is giving away a network administrator degree, because Dell and several of the companies here are like, we're so short-staffed, we will give, they are like paying for 100 of those positions a year. So the scholarship is there. I mean, you don't have to do anything. You literally sign up for network administrator at ACC and they're giving the degree away for free. Of course, you got to do well. You can't just, BS and get all F's. You have to actually do well in the class. But that's how crazy it is. I'll try again, but again, get your pen and paper out and write this out. But I'm telling you, I'm going to do probably when the project starts getting underway, a couple of the projects I have planned for Texas get underway, I'm going to probably do like a bus tour of Central Texas, like a small bus tour, Central Texas this summer before the boat party. And the people who get in the boat party, there'll be like a Saturday training just discussing all the things we're like getting ready to invest in, because it's not just Hutto and it's not just Gerald. I'm telling you, like, the land in the deal, like right here to my right, I wish I could turn my camera. There is a truck driving school. He has 2 acres. He's teaching them how to back up the truck and move the truck. That's literally all he's doing. And right now, where Apple is being developed is going to be one of the biggest campuses in the nation. And my friends live in a neighborhood right across from there. Now, I don't like the houses over there. I just don't like the design. But literally the day they announced, every house went up $45,000. And there were 18 houses for sale. Then there's no houses for sale. San Marcos, yeah, same thing with San Marcos. San Marcos right now is a college town that's sleepy, but it won't be sleepy for long, unfortunately. And it's beautiful. It's a really beautiful, has a river running through it. But they have a trucking hub there. They have, man, there's just so much I could tell y'all. It's frustrating because I can't get it all out in this video like I want. But AM1 will be doing a documentary and I'll kind of display more. But if I could tell you like the tip of the spear, there's a book talking about the tip of the spear. When you go to a city, and like Nashville 10 years ago, Nashville 7 years ago, was that. It was the tip of the spear. It was the tip of the spear. When you talk about Charlotte 10 years ago, it's the tip of the spear. When you talk about Atlanta 15, 20 years ago, tip of the spear. When you talk about Raleigh, Durham, which has just been tip of the spear for 20 years straight, honestly, at this point. But when you look here in Central Texas, and every day I'm meeting hundreds, every time I go to these different events and conferences, I mean, be like, oh yeah, I'm in Pflugerville, me too. And I'm like, where are all these black people coming from? But the black people that are here, they are here. You know what they're trying to do? Oh, it's so expensive. I can't keep up. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move to Killeen because it's cheap. Killeen's an hour away. Killeen has crappy schools and not that great of homes. And Killeen's a transient town because of the military. So you're telling me you're going to leave where all this prosperity, growth, and money is coming because you need $800 rent? You need $600 rent? Honey, if you live here in Austin and you tell me if I meet one more person, I'm going to move to Killeen for cheap rent, I don't even look at them. I just go, for real? That's what you're going to do? Ugh, that's what we doing? That's whack. That's not where the business is. I lived in Killeen for 6 months. They have settlement in the water. Like literally, you will pour a glass of water and this much dirt will be at the bottom. And they were like, oh, it's because they're fixing the pipes. Nah, don't live there. I'm coming up to the office finally, y'all. I was so lost. That's sad. I was so lost in Pflugerville. I'm bringing y'all into the office. Hear me talk inside there. Y'all gonna hear me talk to my manager, but y'all be okay. Come on with me to my office, y'all. Come on through. And all this behind me is gonna be buildings. And this is my building right here. But all this behind me, they're building more buildings. So it's gonna be very diverse. Change of pace over here. Hey, Chris. I'm gonna go ahead and give you cash for this thing and give you the note. Hold on, everybody. Y'all just sit here and wait for me to come back. I'm gonna put this up. I'll be back. Okay, so I don't even know what label maker you want. And then it's in the car. Hey, what's up, you guys? All right, we'll be right back on this live. Give me one picker. I'm still waiting on the call from them about when they're gonna deliver that couch. Huh? Yeah. What was the day before that? Technically, the afternoon. Okay. Can you guys hear me here? Okay, I'm gonna put my headset on, you guys. All right. We're gonna move this up higher. Hold on. Let's see. So I'll name the cities off again, or somebody in the. Hold on, I'm gonna put you guys this way. And I'm gonna lower the desk. Hold on a second, you guys. Hold up. Raising the desk here. So if you're here in this area at all, what I would tell you to do is there's a community, those in Texas know what I'm talking about. It's called Community Impact. Go pick one of these up. Every day you learn something new. It's amazing. Let me see what your questions in here are. It's called Austin Community College. Superfan can't wait later this month. What's up, King Smith? See you in Houston. You can get a lot of warehouse jobs here in Dallas. Is a big warehouse space. Oh, Huntsville, Alabama? Yeah. D. Nixon, I'm telling you, people really, they're like, some of the people I've seen are living on assistance, for one, and for two, they get stuck in nostalgia that everything should be $800 rent. It's crazy. T cells. Here's the crazy thing: North Carolina, Tennessee. If you go right now, everybody who's watched this channel long enough to knows the 2016 Forbes Boomtown list is accurate because those are places that will not suffer a recession. Now, don't quote me on it 100%, but I know Texas is 100%. But I would say go look up that list: 2016 Forbes Boomtowns. I've been to San Francisco. It smells like pee, and I've been to the Bay. Austin's 100% better. We have a lot of parks, a lot of lakes. We have aquifers here. The water's fresh, clean, it's a great area. You know, a lot of the foolishness that's in California just ain't here. Yeah. Yeah.
That's mainly
2, 1, okay.
yeah,
Houston, Laredo. Yeah, as long as they can go pick them up.
Most of them are in Laredo.
Yeah, as long as they can pick them up, because there's a lot of drop-offs in Laredo. The
And
DAC boards called me to add you on today. I'll call them back.
okay. I just sent you the rough draft for the offer letter.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Money stay period, yeah. No, the picture, the one in the truck here, this one is my other ones behind me. I haven't posted them because I think I'm gonna take this red one. I'm gonna post, but the other one I'm gonna take it to my house. This is the office. We have not finished doing anything in here. Just I'm waiting on AM1 to come and then he'll help me figure out which city am I in. I'm in Austin, Texas, but like a lot of the growth I'm talking about is Pflugerville, Hutto, Taylor, Jarrell, Jarrell, Buda, Cal, Bastrop. Brian Gibson, I promise you, it's not what you think it's going to be. Drexel Harris, what do you mean interested in how, what way? Truth Teller, again, I'm going to say the cities one more time. Y'all get a pen and paper out. It's Hutto, Hutto. Oh, let me show you my hot fire sign I got for Hutto. Like, I'm not even in Hutto yet, or offices, other locations not in Hutto yet, but let me show you right here. Is that not great or what? You're good. So that's the Hutto sign. They have a hippo. Everywhere you see the hippo is like all nice and quiet. And I saw this one and I just had to get it because the hippo's angry.
Do you know welcome packets? Do you want binders or do you just want to?
Like the little folder packets, the paper ones. Paper folders. Because those will be cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here you go. So we're just waiting on the couch to be delivered. We're waiting on several things to be delivered. Let me see what y'all are talking about. I'm coming to Houston the 28th, March 28th. There's a mixer hosted by Black Wealth Renaissance. I'll be there. Asia be there. Terry. A little bit of everybody. Andre Hatchett. Thank you, Miss J. Georgetown, Hutto, Pflugerville, Round Rock, Taylor, Liberty Hill, Jarrell. Jarrell is Jarrell, but thank you. Oh, Drexel, I'm not taking any more investors right now. I'm only taking capital partners or people who, I mean, like, here's what, let me be very clear about like the no recession when I talk about this. Like, there's stages to every business and there's stages to everything. And when I invite people to come on and jump in and invest, you better go then because it's over. Like somebody asked me, was I going to do a bunch of small talks and shows and stuff this year? No. Like there's years and yards of the business. Like when I first started talking about here in the beginning, when I said, hey, we're going to invest in Detroit and Cleveland and some smaller markets for a while, that was a portfolio builder. Now we're just going to come back and hammer Texas. I'm going to be all up in Texas. There's like a couple acres. We're going to try to build some fourplexes over there. And then on top of that, I have a really big project coming. I can't give information out on it yet. AM1's got to put together the drone footage and the documentary footage, but you guys will see here. And so when I talk to you guys about investing with me the first round, do not do what most people do. They wait to see if something's successful and they're going to sit on their fingers and thumbs. They're like, oh, I want to invest with you now. Nah, that opportunity's gone. Like that's what I mean about not waiting. That's what I mean about not sitting on our thumbs. That's what I mean about I'm just sit over here and save money and wait. It's that opportunity's gone. Like the people in the group are the people in the group. King, why there's multifamily everywhere? Did I just diss the Bay Area? Man, the Bay Area is fine. It was a little bit, it was fine. But San Fran smelled like pee. Sorry. I'll be in Houston for the Black Wealth Renaissance event on March 28th. Yeah, it's called the Hill Country, D. Will. It's very true. Nope, Giraffe. That's what I'm telling people. I'm like, if you didn't get on the first wave, it's over. That gate is already closed. The level of investment, the amount of capital you would need to even like talk to me now is like different. And so that that's why when I was saying, hey, y'all better get with these small cheap properties and get your foot in the door, and people didn't want to. They wanted to wait and trying to like sit on the sidelines and figure out, whoa, is this real? Cool. That door's closed. Texas has oil and cattle money plus tech money. Well, people don't understand, Gregory, there's a ton of warehouses here. There's a ton of Alibaba warehouses, Amazon warehouses. There's a lot of other stuff here, not just oil money, which is, people think it's energy, but yeah. Oh, we're part of the water bottle gang right now, the water challenge. So we're doing a gallon a day water. The girl that does jumping jack tax was doing she had a link in her bio. And I bought it off her link in bio. See, Shills, love your channel and content. Please put a Cash App in the chat. Hey, anything's possible. Thank you, Andre Hatcher, for the $5 super chat. Duval said they love Andre Hatcher. Don't be coming to Texas messing up the politics. Yeah, please don't come here voting how crashy and crappy you voted in your own state. It sucks. Don't do it again. Capital Ventures, we'll definitely put the links in the chat here after this renders, but I've been sharing it a lot. God is no other. What is the requirements for capital partners? Right now we're not even really taking any, but I mean, like basically capital partners, we weren't doing anything less than 15 grand to 20 grand, like to even talk. I'm like, I hate to be that way to people, but it's just the truth, because when we say something to get your foot in the door when it first starts, that's the best time. Now with staff and the investment club assistant, like we can't take anybody less than $15,000-$20,000, and even then that person's just getting monthly payments and getting a turnaround. Like investment in a lot of the housing and truck stuff, the housing will still have opportunities, but the trucking, nah, we're straight. Shelly Jones, thank you for the $20 super chat. Keep pressing the gas towards greatness. I don't think anything about Oklahoma City. I have friends who live there, and trust me, I've assessed it. I don't think nothing about it. Yeah, Daniel, what's her name? Jumpin' Jack Tax. Do you think they will cut back on lending to small business this summer? Biddy, this is my thoughts on that. There are a million ways on funding. Again, like I said, there will be no recession in Texas. If you can show anybody that you got deposits, and see, here's the problem. It's a combination. You guys are coming with low income and bad credit. Like people can't do shit with that. You have to be able to show that you have deposits. Like point blank period. The fact that I'm able to show deposits from income and business generating income, there isn't a no. It's just what's the fee, right? Because I remember this guy offered him, I think $150,000, and he was mad because it was like 7% interest or something, 8% interest. And I was like, dude, get over yourself. You're not getting 0% credit cards. This mess that you're watching these little kids do on YouTube, that, yeah, you'll get them, but they can close those accounts pretty fast. What Texas market areas are you referring to? Lucan, you must have just came on the show. We've been saying them 47 times. Central Texas. Again, what's in Central Texas? Austin, Texas is already scheduled for 37 built skyscrapers. It's already scheduled. It's already in the books. It's already on the ink is dry on the booking of the 37 skyscrapers. So that downtown market is going to completely change. Now, what's the other market we've been talking about? I'm talking about Georgetown. I'm talking about Georgetown. I'm talking about Pflugerville. I'm talking about Hutto, Hutto. I'm talking about Taylor. I'm talking about Liberty Hill, which is Libetry, Liberty Hill. I'm talking about, did I say Buda and Cal? Buda, Buda, Cal, Kyle. I'm talking about Central Texas Hill Country, Wimberley. I'm not even talking about Fredericksburg, because Fredericksburg is already boomed. Fredericksburg is the number 2 in the whole complete nation of wineries and wine tasting in the whole United States. It's only second to who? Napa Valley. Okay? So their weddings and the wineries are like crazy. But I'm just trying to let y'all know, this is what Atlanta was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. This is what Charlotte was 10 years ago. This is what Nashville was 10 years ago. And it's happening. And if you're a person of color and you want to come here and you want to be in tech, this is the place to be. You want to be underutilized hub business, this is the place to be. If you want to start from scratch and start over, this is the place to be. It's crazy. Every day I'm meeting African American people who want to move to HUD. They want to move to Harker Heights or Killeen, or they want to move to Houston thinking it's going to be easier. It's not. Dig your feet in and celebrate, because it's about to be off and jumping this year. So really my number one project is Texas Ground Zero. We've already got team. We already got a manager. We already got... that place is already planned out. All I'm waiting right now is the architect to finish giving us the information we need for it. But the other projects I'm having in Central Texas, if I do a call for y'all to come jump on, you better jump on then, because if not, that door's closed. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, thank you. Andre Ford gave a good answer. Oklahoma City can be a lucrative place. Just be aware that OKC is not a real city. In my view, it's a bunch of old, small towns strung together. Stick to Texas. Thank you. Great info. CDL driver in North Carolina planning on buying some land soon. Hey, listen, if you're a CDL driver or you know anybody looking for work, hey, reach out to me. DM me on Instagram, Erica's Classy Climb, or reach out to the office or email my staff at classyclimb@gmail.com. I'm for real. Reach out to me because we need workers. We need them. This state is booming. There's thousands of dollars that can be made every single day, but you just gotta have a driver. So we give sign-on bonuses and I give referral bonuses. So let me know. True School Music YouTube courses fire. Thank you. Driving back today, Eric, I left financial advisory to become a mortgage broker. I've been licensed 1 week and I'm working on 6 loans. Done the finance guy. If you're right now, again, I keep telling you, there will be no recession in Texas. There will be no real estate recession here. People, there's over 1,000 to 1,200 a day people moving here to Texas. And the last number that they can kind of count right now is 157 moving to Austin a day, 293 moving to Dallas a day. And it used to be at one point in time 500 people a day moving to Houston area. Now, don't get me wrong, Houston's not just Houston. Houston's 11 to 12 counties around Houston. So again, when people say, well, that mean people moving to Houston? Yeah, they are. They're just moving around. Oh, I know, KSM Brown, didn't you move to Detroit? Congratulations on moving to Detroit. I hope you invest really heavy there. I-35 corridor, y'all, it's a little to the east and a little to the west. Very true. I have a friend moving this weekend from Colorado to McKinney, Texas. Yeah, near Dallas. How is the flooding in Central Texas? So here's the thing, Lewis, we really don't have flooding here. That's Houston. We have aquifers here. The water comes from the ground. It springs from the ground here. So when it gets too big, or too much water come down, or too much water overfill the banks, it mostly we'll have like a quick, like we've had like a little flash flood in downtown Austin a couple times. We've had 100-year floods in Austin for sure, but most of it goes to Wimberley. And if you saw a couple years ago, Wimberley had a flood, and it took some of those rental properties that were right on the water out. You know, I think one family died, but not to make light of it. We really don't have that flooding. That's Houston. Houston has like swamp and bio and all kind of stuff. Erica's right. I'm in Houston. We'll be moving to either Dallas or Austin later this year. Yours truly. Tell them, listen, Houston's got a vibe and Houston's got a flavor, and it's got beautiful brown men, black, Indian, all of them. But it also has a lot of traffic, and like the market share you could get is bigger here. I don't really have a ton of thoughts on Florida. I mean, Florida, you can make money in Florida. A lot of retirees move to Florida, but also a lot of young people move to Florida because of the beach theme and the low taxes. So, Erica's Classy Climb. I am Lewis Gordon, OTO or local. I've been my A's since 2009. Okay, Lewis Gordon, what do you hit me up. What are you trying to do? Listen, call the office phone here. Lewis Gordon, DM me on Instagram or email me at classyclimb@gmail.com. What's the best thing about your whole Texas move business-wide? Girl, Uriah, my move to Texas was a life move, right? I was engaged to get married. The marriage didn't go through. I had to call it, and I flipped a coin between Nashville and Austin, Texas, and I got to Austin. The best thing here is there's just opportunity to grow. There's opportunity to make a mistake and come back again. There's opportunity to, like, some cities, you burn bridges, you done. You know, Austin, Texas is big enough that you can mess up and start over. So I cannot provide a link for Houston right now. It will be in the description when this is over. I'm done with Houston and all this flooding. I'm scared to buy a house here. Yours truly. Here's the funny part. When people talk about gentrification and a lot of complaining they're doing in Houston, where's the flooding happening? It happened all in the suburbs. The lack of flooding happened in the hood. All the hood places where Money Madu and all these people are building a house and regentrifying as fast as they can, flipping houses left and right. It's from, it's literally from, it's not happening downtown because the infrastructure is different and the ground level. So, like, there's a thing called community impact. If you guys ever get a chance and you're in Texas, grab one of them. It will break down all the stuff you need to know about. I promise you. I wanted to move to Austin, but couldn't find a way. I worked in construction, led asbestos, and would have agreed, continue to. Yeah, Tiffany, there's a ton of that in Houston, though. And Dallas, as far as asbestos and stuff. Trying to find it, see if I can pull it up. Like, because the city's growing so fast, they have to do stuff like this. Let me show you. I have to tell you about projects coming on the road. They have to tell you about the city approves 416 for a Pecan Street intersection improvement. This is in Pflugerville. Okay? These are all things they're showing you what's going on in Pflugerville. And Hutto. Hutto begins phase 2. This is a big deal. It shows you all the construction going on. Okay? Grand opening. Look at this. This thing is going to be huge. They're going to build silos out there. I mean, this is just, again, city of Round Rock could lose $20 million next year if the city comptroller adopts a new rule. Balancing the budget, taxpayer impact, sample shopping. Listen to me. Rise of e-commerce. Listen to me. If you're here in Central Texas and you see a community impact, pick it up. Pick it up immediately. They will tell you everything that's going on. Pflugerville ISD Board of Trustees approves a new boundary change. Pay attention. This is telling you. They form a new police department. Look at this. Historic colored edition. Okay? Again, upgrades to juvenile detention center, Williamson County, which has been known for oversentencing people. Public input sought on Round Rock land use. Let me tell you, I was trying to go to this thing. I was really trying, but we'll see. First Texas Bank. Again, I could literally do a whole show talking about these things because what they do in this magazine, I promise y'all, the city goes, well, we published it everywhere. Really, they did. They published it in the newspaper and they published it here. All right. Hutto approves resolution for support for affordable housing. Let me be very clear. You will not have any more affordable housing. You just won't. You will have to make money in Texas or you have to move. Look at this. Hutto, Round Rock, Pflugerville. Look at this stuff. How do we participate? The census. Round Rock. They're going to show all these black people moved out here. That's what's going to happen. That's all that is. Anyway, but that's basically it. Look at this. Moving to Texas? I mean, this whole thing. I'm actually gonna go try this out. Where's this at? This is in Hutto. Looks like we're gonna drive around the corner, y'all. Get us some faux noodles. Anyway, again, road ahead. This is showing you all the maps, main roadways, growth generating, and this is how the city can say, well, we posted it. I don't know why y'all didn't see it. Look at this. This is important. I mean, you can not be funny all you want, but the point of this whole show is for people thriving. I mean, you can stay in Houston and Dallas, but you're just not going to thrive like you're going to thrive in Central Texas. That's just all there is to it, point blank, period. You can stay there and you can go, I'm so cool because I live in Houston. It's so cool here. I mean, you can do that every day of the week. I mean, for sure, Houston has flavor. Dallas has flavor. But as far as being wealthy, black people becoming millionaires, nah. You'll have people do well, but they won't become millionaires because it's a little bit of a, I'm going to be quiet because I want to say something, but I'm not. Let me just let that go. But anyway, so when I talk about when people say, oh, you don't know this or that, I'm like, dude, I read this stuff. And then after I read it, I literally go find the newspaper article supporting it. And that's how the city can literally back itself and say, well, we posted everywhere. We told everyone. We stamped it out here. Will trucking be Texas to get into? Man, trucking in Texas, you can pretty much drive back and forth to Dallas every day, making loads and make money. Again, if you saw me at the beginning of this thing, anyway, if you saw me at the beginning of this is so important, you guys. This rezoning 101 for these schools. It's very important if you're a parent. But anyway, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, out of 1.3 million carriers, the average carrier company has less than 6 trucks. And then that's 90% have less than 6 trucks. 6 trucks or less. 97.2% of carriers have 20 trucks or less. So when you see a lot of these guys out here talking about, yeah, I got a fleet, or yeah, I got a company, a lot of times what they're talking about is they have 5 to 7 trucks. And 5 trucks make a fleet. So, and the reason they don't really grow past that is they don't want to be dealing with a lot of stuff, a lot of extra paperwork, a lot of extra, you name it. And honestly, you can make $1 million with less than 5 trucks. You can make $1 million with 5 trucks. Why make more? And you'll see it when you come out here. You can literally buy a bunch of land, build a house, live nice. Why put on the stress of building a bigger company if you don't have to? And that's how they look at it. So they don't have to, so they don't do it. But anyway, I got to get back to doing some work here today. I got to make some calls, make some trailers. I just want to do this show because I think a lot of y'all are like, Erica, you're supposed to be on vacation. And yes, there is some vacation to be had still. But right now, the opportunity for bucks out, money out of the yang is coming up right now. Look, see, you're talking about moving from Los Angeles to here. You'll be here with a lot of Californians. That community impact is online, FYI. It really is. I love picking it up, though, because it just is. The suburbs were poorly planned if you buy in Houston. Make sure you look for an aerial map. Bayous and rivers, Okay, so here's my thing about, you're telling the absolute truth. Houston has no zoning. And because they had no zoning, they had to grandfather it in to keep it no zoning. Why? Because if you change all that, then a lot of people will be impacted. So it's not uncommon to go to Houston and see chickens and horses and everything you can think of in the road because there's no zoning. And they can't tell you can't have it there. They'll never change that because that's part of Houston's flavor. You have a lot of New Orleans people living in housing, I feel, is subpar near the third ward. I feel a lot of that housing needs to come down. But what's the conundrum? And I'll do a video with Money Madu and some Houston folks, but I really feel that people left New Orleans and they moved into parts of Houston that were subpar and Houston didn't care. So when people sit here trying to, oh, Houston's better than Texas and Dallas, miss me with that because I see it. I've been there. I know what areas I'm talking about. I'm not just making this up. And right now, the third ward has 43% of all the people in that community have someone in their family with cancer. So those areas have been polluted. They've been polluted and dirty for a while, and no one fixed it. And so when people say, like, I'm in Houston, rep in Houston. Yeah, rep it all you want. But if you're not wealthy in Houston, I'm really not trying to hear it. Just to be honest. So anyway, all right, you guys. Hey, this is Erica, Classy Clown Blog. Stating for the record, you can quote me on it. There will be no recession in Texas. Reasons why is just too much money is moving here. Too many people are selling and locating here. Definitely check out the 2016 Forbes Boomtown list. It'll give you a lot of the insight you're looking for. The community impact, as someone said, is online. It is online. You can look at some of the stuff I'm talking to you about. And when I sit here and go to business meetings, I'm gonna be careful. I probably could, if I really, there's a couple things I could have do this year. If I did them, I probably could make $10-12 million. There's a lot of projects and a lot of people in government contracts that if you were to be their minority partner, they would make millions and you would make millions. So I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to give too much away, but this happens very often in Texas. So we'll do a whole segment about government contracts here soon. So yeah, run for real estate. I'll talk about it more probably in the Classy Climb group or inside some of the Facebook groups and YouTube groups. But yeah.
But later, you guys.